morning, everybody. Welcome to our channel. Welcome to our kitchen. This is our first episode of Cooking for Your Wife. Now, I've been cooking a long time, and I have to say I will cook for just about anybody if you let me. But I like to cook for my wife. She's my big inspiration. So I decided every time I cook, I'm going to film it and put it online for everyone to see. This morning we're doing omelets. I just got done browning some pork sausage, some diced onions, some diced baby bella mushrooms, and some diced bell peppers. And I got them right here in the pan for our omelet mixture. I got the eggs ready. I got fresh grated pepper jack cheese right here that I'm going to use. I like on omelets, I like to grate the cheese because it's nice and soft and it has a better melting point for me when I'm making my omelets. I do use a lot of bag shredded cheese, so you know, whichever you like to use. I got my egg pan right here, and I'm going to put some butter in the pan. Turn it on here, start heating it up. You can use non-stick, you can use margarine. I use butter. Margarine has water in it, and sometimes it will cause my pan to stick when it starts melting. So I just like to use just regular butter. We'll get that melting. Okay, turn it down. Of course, you got to have coffee. Okay. So, like I said, I've been cooking a long time, and I've been doing it since I was just a little guy. I cook just about anything that I want. I love to follow recipes, but I use recipes as guidelines. So I'm not necessarily following them, but I'm using them and making them my own and doing my thing with it, putting my touch. I have a great passion for what I do in the kitchen. It's one of my favorite things to do. So I'm going to be doing this channel. I'm going to try to keep the videos short and not show a lot of the prep work of me dicing up the onions and stuff like that. So if any of you guys want to see how I dice up onions, bell peppers, mushrooms, what have you, or any prep work that I've done to make the meal that I haven't shown, if you want to see it, let me know and I can do a little video of that. I'm just trying to keep them nice and short, show you what I'm doing, what we're getting ready to eat. And I'm trying to do this unedited, where I'm not editing it out. I'm trying to do it in real time. So in order to do that in real time, we've got to take some of the prep work out of it so we can speed it up in a sense, so it's not a real long video and you guys aren't getting bored to death. So I'm taking the butter and swirling it around my egg pan here so it gets a nice coating. Now when that butter starts to bubble a little bit, it's usually when I start to put the eggs in. We do omelets two different ways in this house. We cook the omelet shell with the ingredients in it, and we cook the omelet shell and put the ingredients in the middle and fold. So I'm going to be doing one of each to show you. Okay, almost ready. Gotta have the coffee. I gotta work this weekend, so that kind of bites, but you know, it is what it is. Okay, you can see the butter bubbling a little bit, so pour the eggs in. 3 egg omelets. Well, I'm assuming they're 3 egg omelets, so we gotta try to get them divided here. So I'll let that cook a little bit. When you're cooking omelets in an egg pan, you put the eggs in, you'll start to see the eggs start to roll, where you can fold it back a little bit. But what I'm doing for this first one is putting the ingredients in the middle. So I'm going to let the bottom cook a little bit and solidify a little bit before I put the mixture in. And every now and then you check it. You can kind of push it back to see how it's doing. Okay. So now we're going to put about half this mixture in this omelet. Just spread it out a little bit. Okay. And you start seeing the eggs bubbling here. I don't know if you can see that, but I'm going to show it to you, what it looks like. You got the mixture in there. And I'm just going to fold some of it back a little bit gently, push it back, and tip the pan, and get some of the liquid off so it starts cooking a nice omelet shell, like so. And we'll let that cook a little bit. You don't want to drain too much off because we have the mixture in the middle, so we want to keep that, we want to get that to adhere to each other. So I'm just going to basically let that cook a little bit before I flip it. And get this side done. Then we're gonna flip it all the way over, like so. Now with this, I do 2 flips when we put the ingredients in the middle because I want to make sure that it's done. So this side of this type of omelet, this side of the omelet is going to be my finished view of the omelet. So right now basically I'm cooking the other side to make sure everything is goodness, gooey goodness. Well, not gooey, but you know, done. So I'm going to flatten it a little bit. Cook. Now when you're doing omelets with stuff in the middle, it does take a little bit longer to cook, to get that egg to all cook, so you just have to be a little bit more patient and just let it cook a little bit. If you're touching it, you can kind of tell that it's getting done. And if you're, use a rubber spatula and kind of push on it a little bit, like so, you can kind of push out some of the egg. And then when you think it's done, flip it back over again, like so. See? Nice and brown. And then we're going to put the pepper jack cheese in the middle. Let that cook for a minute or so, you know, give or take 30 seconds, whatever. Eggs cook pretty fast. And then we're going to fold it onto the plate, like so. And we're going to top it with a little bit of cheese. And as that sits for a minute, the cheese will start melting. And there you go. Voila. Now we're going to start the next one. A little bit of butter, like a tablespoon of butter, half a tablespoon of butter. And get that melt in the pan's nice and hot. Once you start doing eggs in an egg pan, the pan stays hot and you just start pumping them out. That first one takes the longest. Alright, so now we pour our eggs in. Set that over here. Turn it down just a little bit because the pan's nice and hot. Now with this one, we're going to cook the full omelet shell with nothing in it. And all you're doing is gently grabbing the outside of the egg and folding it back as it's cooking. Just fold it back, and just keep doing it, drain all the liquid off of it. Now, it's only been like a minute, as you can see. The cheese is nice and melted on our first omelet. Everything is nice and hot. That's one thing I like about fresh grated cheese. It melts really, really fast because it's nice and soft. So we're going to fold this all back, get all the liquid off of it. You just pull your eggs back and get the liquid off of it. and run around the sides. And when you almost got to whip it off, then you're going to flip the whole omelet. So now you got the whole omelet shell flipped. Now you put the cheese in and spread it around, and then push down on it. Spread that omelet back across the whole pan. It makes it nice and fluffy, plus it gives you a pocket to put the mixture. And then you take your mixture, see if I can do it with the other hand. Take your mixture and put it in the middle of the omelet. Like so. Now when that side's done, then you take it and fold it onto your plate. Just pour half of it out and then grab the other half with the pan and just fold over like so. Turn everything off. Put melted cheese on top, or shredded cheese so it can melt. And there you go. There's one with the mix in the middle. A little salt and pepper on both of them, and they're ready to go. All right, guys. Thank you very much for tuning in to our first episode of Cook for Your Wife. My name is Robert. I'm your cook. Thank you. Have a good morning.